Hey guys, I got a note from Mrs. Kelly. This is Andrew Frieden from NBC 12, or maybe it's Ms. Kelly. I know her first name, but I don't know if you guys are not allowed to know that. But just wanted to shoot you a quick video to talk to you about the moonrise and the moonset. So you guys have said, well, how come the moon rises in the morning sometimes and rises in the evening other times? You think of the moon as being a nighttime thing, so it should always rise in the evening. So, and I've got some notes here if you see me looking down, because I want to make sure I get it right. So the moonrise and moonset changes every day. In fact, it's about a half hour to an hour later each day, so it takes a little bit more than 24 hours to the moon for the moon to appear to be in the same spot. So if the moon were stationary, and if it just sat there, and the Earth right here, which we know rotates on its axis once every 24 hours, if it just stayed there, then we would say, okay, same time every day the moon would be in the same spot in the night sky. But what happens is, at the same time that we are rotating on our axis, and going around the sun once every 365 days, the moon is going around us about once every 28 days or so. So the moon is moving, so even as we're orbiting, it takes us a little bit longer to make it appear as if the moon is in the same spot in the sky. So something that's really crazy here, and this will wow your parents when you explain this to them, the full moon always rises at sunset, always. Every single time you see the full moon, it has risen at sunset. And the new moon, which you don't see, actually rises at sunrise. And we go through that cycle every 28 or so days here as we watch that moon change position in the night sky. It's a really cool thing. The next question that I got from Miss Kelly is about pressure. So you're looking at the Weather Channel app, which lists the pressure in inches, but you guys know that millibars is kind of the more scientific way to do it. The reason why air pressure is measured, or used to be measured, it's not done as much like this, in inches of mercury, is that a barometer was literally in a vacuum, a vial of mercury, and the atmosphere would push down on that mercury and push it up. And typically it's around 30 inches or so. So think of almost 3 feet of mercury. And if you have this much mercury that's this thin, a column of it that's 31 inches, this is going to blow your mind here. But the atmosphere, all of the air molecules that are piled up in that same width, all the way up to outer space, if you were to pack all those air molecules together, they would weigh the exact same amount as about 31 inches of mercury. It's kind of a mind-blowing concept. But now we use millibars when we do all of our scientific equations. But you still see pressure being reported in inches, because that's what we're all used to. We know 29 inches is a low pressure and 31 is a high pressure. But again, 31 inches of mercury weighed out, if you put it on a scale, would weigh just as much as all of the air molecules that are piled up on top of you at that specific time. Let me make sure there aren't any other questions in here. But thanks for using the NBC 12 weather page, and thanks for using the weather app. There's good local stuff in there. Make sure you swipe over and you go to the blog postings, because sometimes there's some pretty cool blog postings on there. In particular, there's one on there now I want you to read about, which is about how in the early morning sky, in the eastern sky, you can see Venus, Jupiter, and Mars all very close to each other, and we'll be able to see that for the next few weeks or so. And don't forget, the sun, the full moon, rises at sunset. So the sun is setting in the western sky, and in the eastern sky, the full moon is rising. And the new moon, which happens about 28 days later than the full moon, that actually rises always in the eastern sky at the same time as sunrise. But you just don't see it because the sun's not lighting it up. All right, guys, thanks for using the NBC 12 page and the app, and I hope you have a great day.